Hello, folks. Hello. Is everybody as excited as I am for this edition of Tea Time with, or rather, not edition, this episode of Tea Time with Dr. IYABO, travel edition. That's what I should have said. So, this is my third episode this year. I hope you guys are enjoying my tea time show. The first one was with Tana. The second one was with my best friend Claire. And then this third one is the travel edition of my tea time with Dr. IYABO. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun because my guest is the amazing, vibrant, and best dancer in the world. Maybe she'll be able to teach me some dance moves today. Chiamaka can dance. I'm telling you, sometimes when I'm on her page, I'm just looking at her and I'm like, where did this lady learn how to dance? You can just tell the happiness and the vibrancy in her spirit. So everybody, welcome to Tea Time with Dr. IYABO. My name is Dr. IYABO Webzul. I'm a high performance business, lifestyle, relationship, dating, and wellness coach. It's like I'm that one-stop coach that you've been looking for all your life. Right? I'm that one-stop coach you've been looking for all your life. The coach that can help you with your weight loss goals and your health and wellness goals. The coach that can help you with your public speaking and your writing skills. The coach that can help you live an ageless life where people look at you and they're like, oh, is she really 52? Are you sure she's not 35? The coach that can help you with your relationships, your dating life and your marriage, right? The coach that can help you make your first $1 million. Hello. I'm sure there are many of you out there who want to make your millions. The coach that can help you make millions of dollars like she has done. The coach that can help you with everything lifestyle, your self-esteem, your self-confidence. You guys saw the last reel that I posted where I was talking about, do you want to be a pack animal? Do you want to be like a giraffe or a wolf or sheep or other animals that walk around in packs, in groups? Or do you want to be the queen of the jungle? Do you want to be the lion or the lioness? So the coach that can help you with your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your self-awareness, your self-trust. It's like everything. I'm that high performance one-on-one coach. Again, I don't do group coaching anymore. So if you want that one-on-one attention with the best coach, okay? I only coach women, by the way. Whether you're a white woman or you're Asian or you're black or you're mixed or you're Indian, every woman in every part of the world, and I coach virtually, so everybody's welcome. So anyway, I do talk a lot, I blab a lot, so let me bring Chiamaka on now. Yes, Jacqueline Chinwe said definitely the greatest coach. Oh yes, definitely the greatest coach. Official and Pastor Don says, greater you this year 2023. Keep on keeping on. Blessings. Amen. The pastor has spoken. The pastor in the house has said, greater me this year, and I receive that. And I'm ready to do the work. Because it's one thing to receive it, but it's another thing to be ready to do the work. Remember, faith and works, I talk about that a lot. Let us stop waiting on God, okay? Because God is waiting on us. God has been waiting on us since the day we were born, because God already gave us all of the gifts and the talents and all of the self-worth and all of the self-esteem and all of the tools and everything we need to live a meaningful and purposeful life. So God is waiting on us. He heard your prayers the first 10 times you said them. Okay? Hello, sis. You don't have to repeat your prayer 1,000,000 times to God before he hears. He heard your prayer that you want to have a successful business. But now he's waiting on you to get up and come and hire Dr. IYABO so that you can start that successful business. He's waiting on you. So please, guys, let's stop waiting on God, because God is waiting on us. Okay, Chiamaka, let's go on. Amen. Before I go on and babble, I can take a break from talking because you are going to do all the talking. Hello. Hi, Chiamaka.
Hi, Dr. IYABO.
I have to show you my love in real time, the love and the admiration I have for you. I'm a silent fan.
I am a fan of you too, a big one.
Thank you.
Like,
thank you.
So I always say this, like when I look at you, so my mom is not, like my mom is in her 50s as well, like later 50s. And then she, as in, I'm like, wow, you know, like the relating it is just amazing. She's also like young and funky, but maybe not as young as funky as you, but you know, it's just really great to see women in their 50s like looking so amazing, young, vibrant, and killing it. I'm so happy to know you, really.
Thank you. It's by the grace of God.
Yeah, and by hard work.
Yeah, it's by the grace of God and hard work, and it's by trusting God so much.
Yeah.
Because when you hear my story, I have been through storms.
Exactly.
And you know, it's been like that. So people will see me and think, oh, you know, her face is shining. She's not. Yeah, by the grace of God, right? But I have been through lots of peaks and valleys and ups and downs and roller coasters and all of that. And God blessed me with my honey. You guys just saw my honey behind me. He didn't want to appear in the camera and the video. He ran, but we saw him, you know, but it's by the grace of God. I'm aging backwards because of the grace of God. In my 30s, I looked like I was 50.
Wow.
Okay? But now I look like I'm 30 because of the anointing,
amazing.
because of the blessings. I don't play with my God, though. I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not, you know, but I don't play with my God because he has brought me through so much.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, like I read your story, and to be honest, I can totally relate with it.
Yes.
I can relate with it so much. And
yes.
I'm so proud of you. And so you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
God has been really great.
Thank you. I'm proud of you. And you know why I love your page? I've told you the secrets. Those dance moves. You should be the dancing experts before you're even tourism experts. I have no doubt that you're the tourism, but those dance moves, I'm like, I wish I could dance like this woman. I'm not a good dancer, so I dance but I know that I'm not a good dancer. But who taught you how to dance?
No, so I've been dancing since I was young. I did ballet in primary school, and then so I did a couple of things. I was that person during the birthday parties, you know, all those 1-year-old, 10-year-old birthday parties that I would win all the games. You know, I would win the flask, the cooler, the notebook. I would win everything. Like I was always first in dancing competitions.
Yes. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Are you in your 20s or 30s? You don't have to tell me your
in
real
my
age.
30s. In my 30s.
30s. Okay, because you look so young. Your face is still very fresh. Yes, so
wow. This is the first time someone is thinking of 20-something.
Oh, no, you could pass for not early 20s, but I was thinking like 28.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking you were between 28 to 33.
Okay, I'll be 31 this year. I'm 30.
You see? You see, I guessed right. So I knew you were. Yeah, because the way you even move that body, I know that the joint pains have not started. You know, I know the joint pains have not started. For me, it's my shoulder that is hurting, or it's my neck, you know, or it's my knee that when you reach age 45, it's like everything just starts to hurt. But you know, by God's grace, we will be young forever. Okay, let's go. I'm proud of you, Chiamaka. I'm proud of the work you do. I'm a lover of travel. I love. I spend all my money on travel. Honestly, I'm not somebody who, I love the nice things of life, you know, like designer bags and all that, but I'm not so much. I wear some secondhand clothes. You know, even though I
Nobody
can
even
afford
know.
all,
Nobody even know.
yeah,
Apartments.
I can
Yeah.
afford new clothes, but there's a second-hand
Of course.
shop close to where we live here,
Yeah.
and they have, I'll just dry clean
They
it
have
and
really
wear it. But
good
I,
things. Yeah.
yes, but I splurge on travel.
That's amazing because that's literally one of the most important things. You know, it opens up your mind. It's amazing. You know, traveling is just one of the greatest blessings and gifts in life that you can give to yourself. You know, it's a great investment. It opens you up like nothing else does. It's like the best education. It's not like it is the best education because you're getting first-hand knowledge and education about things in life, cultures, people, and all that. So
I
yeah,
agree.
it's a really great
I
gift
agree.
to give
But
yourself.
I want to
Yeah.
tell people about you first. You sent me this long bio.
Woo!
Guys,
Hey, so long ago. Do we have to
it's
read
not,
everything?
it's not too long though, but I'm so proud of you. But I'm so
Oh,
proud
thank
of you
you.
because at 30 years of age, look at everything you've achieved. Guys, Chiamaka, you know, I'm going to post this whole bio on my page, but it may spill over into the comments, but she has done so much with her tourism business. She's the CEO of Social Prefect Tours. She's a seasoned tour operator and tourism expert. She connects people with African tourism and connects people to each other. She has been featured on so many top media platforms like CNN and Guardian Life, Guardian Woman, Yahoo News, Bella Niger, Punch. I mean, I could go on and on and on. This woman you're looking at here she has done a lot in her 30 years, and she's still going to do so much more in the remaining 70 years that God has given her, right? And
Amen.
amen. And she has also spoken at various platforms like TEDx and social media. I mean, it's just, I don't, you know, she just blows my mind.
Thank you,
She
Dr.
she
Yabo.
blows my mind. So we are going to start. Where
Okay.
did your love, my first question for you is, where did your love of travel and tourism come from?
Okay. So my love for travel and tourism, it really came, it was okay. I started from when I was really young. Not like we didn't used to travel abroad when I was young. My first trip abroad was about 11 years ago. So it wasn't that. But my parents, you know, did their best to expose us to what they could, you know, like with excursions, like whenever we had field trips in my school, whether primary or secondary school, they would sign us up for it. So like I was you know, like experiencing or exploring places around. Oh, bless you.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
I
That's
was exploring places around like Nigeria. I'll go to Olumoro, anywhere that, you know, like they signed us up for excursions. We would go there, you know, Badagry, to learn more about places that were within reach, you know. And so that's what we're doing. And so my parents, or like my family, they call me Wakajube, and my mom is a nurse. So there's this actual sickness that's called WT, which is wandering tendency. So that was like my nickname at home. My brothers and my mom, they used to yab me with that name, wandering tendency, because I just loved to go out, like any outing at all. Like I loved the outdoors. I loved to explore. I literally didn't used to sit down in one place, especially like after secondary school, you know, like, and then university, after university, when I started working. So like when I started working, I also started, you know, like using my own personal savings and money. I would go with friends sometimes. Sometimes I would go alone to just places within Nigeria. And then when I could now like afford to go out like to other African countries, you know, like I started doing that like little by little. And then I started the company, you know, from actually the company started by people asking me if they could join the trips I was going for personally. Yeah, so it was like a need that people wanted. And then yeah, that was how I started traveling basically. It was a love of exploring the outdoors and like going out from a young age. And then it grew to me like when I was working. I used to work in 9 to 5 before, when I first like finished my NYSC. And then when I was doing that, I was exploring a few places. So when I within Nigeria, so that's one of the things that we'll talk about again. Why travel doesn't necessarily have to be a grand exit to like abroad. It can start from within your environment. So that's how I started, sorry.
It's okay.
The
I have
coach.
allergies, so ignore my cough.
No problem. No problem. Sorry. Okay, so yeah. So that's how it started. And then from there it grew. And obviously, as I started the company, I got the opportunity to travel to so many other places. And now I've been to like several places. Yeah.
I have so many other questions for you as you're talking. So what age did you start your company?
Okay, I started my company at 22. Yeah, 22.
Your tourism company?
Yes, we're going to be 8 this year.
Was either of your parents an entrepreneur, or how did you think about forming it into a business? What made you think of creating a business at age 22?
Okay, so none of my parents were really, well, my dad, he's more like into like a partnership, but not like a full entrepreneur, but he has like the entrepreneurial spirit. But I won't say that none of that influenced me, not really. It was just something that grew. First of all, like, so I was working in Jumia, and then Jumia is like the e-commerce company that sells different things. And it was quite interesting. It exposed me to like the work environment at a really young age. So I finished NYS, I finished university at 19. My birthday was in July. I was going to be 20. And then I started working almost immediately, 21, 22. So at 22, that was in 2015 or 2014, thereabouts. Yeah, so there was like a mass retrenchment in the company. But to be honest, I had like started Social Prefect Tours already, in a way, like a little way. I'd done about 2 tours or events before like the retrenchment happened. We're all called one day into like a big office where there were a lot of us, and they were like, oh, sorry, the company cannot afford to do this again, blah, 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 and then they let us go. And for me, it was a great opportunity to actually, now build. And then I was like, oh, do I really want to work again? Actually, I did work again, and that also didn't work out. So I now knew that, okay, the 9-to-5 life wasn't for me. So I decided to just build this thing. And it was really, back then, there was no example I could follow. There was nothing. It was just guts and just like the small knowledge I had about traveling and about the things. And then it started out, it really grew. So like it grew from like me exploring places around to like, like going to African countries, then international, like out of Africa, and just doing so much more, working for corporates, working with brands and so much. So like it's the story of growth, really. The company and myself, it's been a story of growth from like a very little to like big now. So yeah.
It's not often that I don't have anything to say. I have a lot to say, but I'm also so impressed by you. I'm so. I didn't even know this side of your story. I'm so impressed by you. And there are many lessons that I'm writing down just in these first few minutes that you've been talking. So many lessons. But I want to ask you one question before I tell women the lessons that I've been extracting from what you were saying. Did you finish college?
Yes, I did finish college. Yes.
So do you just have a bachelor's, or do you have like advanced?
No, I have a bachelor's.
In what?
I don't have a master's degree. International relations.
Okay, so let me tell people from the, I think 5 or 8 minutes you've been talking, what I've been able to extract from what you've been talking about. You knew what you loved from an early age, and you turned that love of what you turned that love of what you loved into a passion, and you turned that into a business. And that thing that you loved from an early age, I believe that it's a gift that God gave you from the day you were born. That's what because that's why you're enjoying it so much, and that's why it's doing so well, right? And this is why you're always happy and dancing. I can see the joy through you, right? Again, I'm not saying that, your life is 100%. Nobody's 100%. But I can tell that what you're doing today and what you started doing from that young age is really a gift that God gave you. And this is why you love it so much and you're so successful in it. That's the first lesson, that women, we have to find what we really were born with, our gifts and talents that we were born with, because those are the things that are really going to give us a joyful, meaningful, and purposeful life. Okay? And I wanted to ask you about college, because many women, especially us African women, we think that going to college, there's nothing wrong with college. My kids have to go to college and finish college, but college is not everything. In fact, I think as I've gotten older that college is 10% of our purpose, or maybe even less. But you
Yeah,
don't have,
sure.
yes, you don't have any advanced studies. You went to college for, again, something related to the love that you have, the gifts that God gave you.
Yeah.
Yes. So everything you've done in life has been, all they've all been meaningful. You
Yeah.
knew what your gifts were. You explored those, and you went to college for something related to your gifts. Then you turned a disappointment into a blessing. You said they were retrenching and they were letting go of people at your job, and that spurred you on to create your business. You didn't leave that business and go and apply for the next 9 to 5 and 9 to 5 and put your joy and your purpose on hold and sit behind a desk for the rest of your life, then retire at 62 and then wait for life to start at 62. You started your life. Your life is in motion, which many people just sit in front of a desk year in, year out. They hate their job. They're waiting to retire. By the time they retire, they're too sick. They're too old to enjoy their lives.
Yeah.
Right? The third lesson, you went with your gut instinct. And I left the third for last because it is so important.
Yeah.
Okay? When we pray to God, God actually answers our prayers by giving us something in our gut. It's an instinct that we have to believe, that we have to trust. He also sends angels to us, people to talk to us so that we can know what to do. But that gut instinct is key. Okay? So those
Yeah.
are the lessons I got. Now, my next question for you, because I have to go through all these questions. We're learning a lot. Why
Yeah.
is travel so important? You said it's in the beginning that it's important. Can you give us at least 3 or more reasons why it's so important?
Okay, I really love this question. So travel is very, very important. I mentioned at the beginning that traveling is a great investment, in yourself, in your well-being, in just developing you into being like a great person, because you get to meet people, you get to experience the world, learn new cultures like never before. It's not like reading books. Reading books is great, but experiencing it firsthand is another thing. So I'm going to give 4 reasons, or 5 rather. So the first one is traveling increases your creativity. So like for me, whenever I travel or whenever I go to like a new place or go somewhere again, like just being in that environment, I get new ideas for my business, new ideas for, what I want to do in life, whether it's something I picked up from where I traveled to, or like the people I met and the conversations we had, like, being in like Wadi Rum in Jordan and then meeting people from the US, from the UK, from Russia, learning things and just, meeting people and just, it's like, it's, I don't even know, like I talk so passionately about traveling that it's just it's
It's
okay. So
it's
it
lovely
increases
to
your,
watch because I
yeah,
can feel your passion.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it increases your creativity. You learn, you meet people, you exchange ideas, you talk about things, and then it really helps you. It can build your business. It can help in building your business. Can help in building like your family life. You pick things up from where you visited, and then you learn and become better. And then number 2, having new experiences is really beneficial in improving like your brain function and also boosting your mental health. People don't know that, like having experiences. So like it's not just, when I talk about experiences, I like to talk about different forms of traveling. Like there are vacations, there are, like vacations. It doesn't have to be, jetting out abroad, like literally buying a plane ticket. It can be a road trip, maybe to the nearest country. It can be a road trip to Benin Republic. It can be from Nigeria. It can be like, you even just going to Ibadan by train, or like for people in the US where you are, it can be going to another state. It can be going to like a national park. It can just be, it doesn't necessarily have to, but then again, we're also going to talk about, like also literally going to another country. So all forms of travel really are inspiring, and they also help. So the second one was about mental health. It really helps, to like make your mental health more balanced, and just makes you like a more balanced person. If you're going through like, a really hard time, movement and also like going out really helps, because like one of the things, I have battled depression, so like I know, one of the things that really helps me whenever I'm like in a mood, or like in a bad mood, or like I'm in a state, is like is movement, or like going out. And then one thing like that state wants you not to do is to move. Like when one is in a depressive state, or like in a state that's not like very great, the least thing you would want to do is actually move. But what you need to do is actually move. What you need to do is actually move. So that movement, that going somewhere else, that like traveling really helps for mental health. Like really boost your mental health and brain function. So try traveling to boost your mental health. And then the third reason is also traveling fosters or like builds better human connections. So like you get to meet people, and then you also learn about their cultures. I remember trips to like, I think one of the experiences, it makes you also like know how people behave in like their different countries and like different parts of the world. I remember going to Jordan, and then we met someone from Canada, and she was like, "What are we doing here?" As Nigerians, because we're a group of Nigerians, about 40 of us, and she was wondering what we were doing there. She asked how we heard about Jordan, and it just made me realize that like not everybody is as exposed as you may think, or like people look at, especially Africans, we look at other like maybe like North Americans and like people, Europeans as more advanced. But you find that like we're even like way more advanced because we move. Like, we move. Many of them don't really like to move because they're comfortable in their country. So like Nigerians move a lot.
North Americans.
Yeah, so like
Europeans even travel.
Europeans actually, yeah, they travel. But North Americans don't really know. Like that's why they call Africa, they call like countries in Africa. So like travel helps with exposure. Like it helps you to, it opens your mind. And she was like, this was the first, or this was the second country she had ever been to. And I told her I had been to over 15 countries, and she was like, how? Like, how did you even do that? Like, where? She was really surprised. So yeah, it really helps you to just, like figure out how people think, learn about their culture. And then also for me, like meeting people from different cultures is really amazing. I love it. I love going to Rwanda and seeing that they have a different way of life from Nigerians. They're not as fast as us. They're not as, like as busy, like as active as us. They're more calm, they're more relaxed. So you just find that people have a different way of life from you. Everything is not always, like how you expect it to be. When you travel, like it opens up your mind to see that the world is not just one book. The world is like a series of chapters, books, and that if you don't travel, you're literally just reading just one page. By the way, that's a famous quote anyways, but like I'm just, like using it for this discussion. Then also, another point is that travel helps you learn. You learn so much about yourself, things you did not know. Like you may not know that you do not like to fly, or you don't like, you may not know some things about yourself if you do not travel. There's so many things to learn. There's so many things to just, that the world opens us up to, but you may not know those things, necessarily if you do not travel. You may not know that, like, the only type of food that you may have eaten all your life is like amala, jollof rice. So you don't know that you don't like different foods from Kenya, from Zimbabwe, from like Jordan, from Singapore. You don't know that you don't like those foods. You don't, because you haven't experienced those things. So like it helps you to learn about yourself and learn about the world, So yeah, it helps you learn. And then final points for how travel really helps or is good for us is also like it reduces work burnout. We have to work to make money. All of us, whatever we're doing, except you're a rich trust fund baby, or like you have people funding your life. You have to do something, to make a headway in life, and not just to make money. Like really, like working is good for us. We're not talking about working today. We're talking about traveling. So like whenever you get burnt out in work, or like whenever you like you don't feel like doing what you're doing at that point, or you just have a creative block, just take a trip. It could be like I said earlier, like a road trip, a train trip, anything at all, you know. So yeah, that really helps us. It helps us to like, it really helps burnout. It really helps to solve the problem of burnout and, you know, like that fatigue. So yeah, travel for that.
Oh, this is why I love women who are using their gifts. This is why it's so important for us to use the gifts God gave us. Because see how confident and how, you know, how fluent and how easy it was for you to say all of this, because you were born with it. You were born with it. Women try to be what they are not. They try to use the gifts of somebody else or be like, for me, this is why I love what I do today, and this is why I do it so effortlessly. People are like, how do you create so much content? I'm like, content, I'm addicted to content. Content is my life. I'm like, it's not work. People look at me and they're like, what to get out from? I'm like, when I'm on my phone and I'm creating content, I'm in the zone. You know, I'm in the zone. In fact, I can't get all the content out. Now I have to go to my notebook and write them down, because there's so much. I can create 50 pieces of content in a day, because there's so much I want to give, that I want to say. And this is what I'm seeing in you. You're using your gifts, and this is why you're flourishing. So I have to say that, again, this is my opinion. There are many opinions I have, and if people don't agree, it's fine. For you guys probably know me already. I say what I think.
Yes.
I say what I think, and if you're offended by it, you can just, you know, quietly move on. But this is why, in general, Americans are a little bit less educated on the rest of the world. They feel like America is where it begins and it ends, because honestly, when I was divorced for 10 years and I was dating, and I dated some real big CEOs of companies and presidents of companies and millionaires and all of them, but none of them impressed me, because I would ask myself, how can this guy say he's the CEO of a company this big, and he's never been anywhere else except Cayman Islands or Jamaica? and he's saying his dream is to go to London. And when I tell him that I lived in London for 5 years and I was visiting London from H1, he's like, oh, my dream is to go to London. And I'm thinking to myself, there's something off here. So I met so many of them that were wealthy. They didn't have an excuse not to travel, but they had never left America. Some of them had never even left the south of America. Some of them, they will say, oh, I've been to New York once. And I'm thinking, this guy is in his 50s. Am I confused? So this is why, again, there's mental health issues all over the world. But I think in America, there's a big, you know, epidemic of mental health issues. If only they would travel and meet other people and know that the problems they have are not comparable to problems that some other people have, or just meet. That's number one that I wanted to see. And number two, this was for me a big thing. Second to intelligence, when I was dating and I knew that, okay, this is going to be my second and last time of being married, so I really needed to know who I was getting married to. The guy had to be intelligent. I don't do well with people who are dumb. Okay, I don't do well with people. It's like, come on, let's, you know. So my first thing was intelligence. My second thing was he had to be well traveled.
Yeah, that's important.
So when I met my honey, he said he'd been to 69 countries. I'm like, oh yeah. And then my third thing was a very involved father figure. And my husband and his father were like this. And I'm like, oh God, you answered my prayers. Thank you. But those were the two things I wanted to bring out from here, that Americans don't travel. They love road trips, but the places they go to with road trips are the same. They'll say they're going for a road trip from Georgia to Florida. When you get to Florida, it's the same thing. It looks just like Georgia. You know, it's all the same. They're going on a road trip from Georgia to South Carolina. When they get there, it's all the same culture. There's nothing different. There is the same food, it's the same accents. You have not traveled anywhere. Just stay in your house.
Yeah, for them it's like a world. It's like
Huh?
it's like the world for them. You know, like America is like the world for them. They don't really see outside of America, yeah, which is bad.
And they think everywhere else aside from America and Europe, there's terrorists in those countries. I remember when I still used to see a lot of patients, even if I'm sorry to say, even my Black American sisters and brothers, I remember the first time I told one family and I said I had just come back from Dubai, and he was like, Dubai? Oh, no, 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 no. Me and my family are not going there. It's full of terrorists. I'm like, terrorists?
Wow, that's like really miseducation.
Next question. How
Okay.
many countries have you personally traveled to, my dear?
Okay, so for me, as a traveler, you know, like people would expect that maybe I've been to more, you know, but the thing is, I repeat a lot of countries.
Yes.
But yeah, I've been to 18 countries.
Oh, that's
Yes.
a lot for your 30
And
years of life. That's a lot. So by the
well,
time you're
yeah,
100 years old, you would have gone to everywhere.
yes, definitely. That's everywhere is on my list, you know, basically. But the thing is, I repeat countries. So like in those countries, like for work, I've had to go to like those countries over and over again. Yeah. But
Where's your favorite
it's been fun.
destination that you've been?
You know, that's the hardest question ever. That's the hardest question. I really can't answer it. But yeah, my
Okay.
love is for Africa for sure. My love is for
Okay.
Africa. I love the continent because there's so much discover that's been undiscovered in the continent. I think I relate more or better because I feel like I see my sisters and brothers, and then also like they are the same and they are
Yeah.
different. Like, because Nigerians are like one of the most ambitious, like driven and like passionate people on the
Yes.
continent.
Yeah.
And then when you go out, you see that more people are more relaxed. You're like, how are you this relaxed? Like, you know, like you go to, for example, maybe you go to like where now, like Rwanda or like Zimbabwe, South, like different places, and then you see that their stores open at maybe like 10 a.m. And then like when you go there, they don't hurry with like your order. But like in Nigeria, everyone is like fast, walking really fast, and because like then again, you stay in places like Lagos and Abuja, and then everywhere is like really, everyone is really in a hurry, you know. But yeah, it's really good to travel and then expose your mind to all these things. So
Yeah.
I've enjoyed. I really like, you know, like countries in Asia as well.
Okay.
I enjoyed Singapore. I really enjoyed Jordan too. Yeah, those are probably the
Wow.
two. But yeah,
You and my husband would be able to talk for 24 hours nonstop. Because my husband has traveled a lot and he knows so much
yeah,
about
it
all
says
these
69
countries.
countries. That's amazing. I can't wait to. I can't wait
Yeah.
for that fate. Really, I'm really excited to travel more.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come to you privately for some tips because I'll come to you privately. But yeah, okay. So the biggest question for today for us to be able to help women is how can women begin to travel more? And I'm going to put these two questions together. How can they begin to travel more? And what if money is a barrier? You know how, because our women, you know how they like to say, I don't have money. I can't
Yeah.
afford it. I hear that a lot in my DM. I don't have money. I can't afford it. But when you go to their feed, you can tell they have money from everything they're wearing and adorning. So
Yeah. So one thing about traveling is priorities, 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 right? So, you know, traveling, so there's this funny quote that has, and then it's been trending on Twitter for like, someone said, so it's a quote, it says, traveling is not a matter of like how much you have or like money, but the matter of courage. And then people now say, and then there were lots of like funny replies, and people were like, how much courage do I need to travel to like America, or how much courage do I need for a plane ticket? But yeah, that aside, you know, traveling is really about prioritizing, right? So a lot of people prioritize other things, and they don't prioritize traveling, which is like the greatest form of education because they're not like as informed or as educated about why they should travel. So like if you prioritize, number one is to prioritize travel. So what do I mean by that? I mean like places as important in your life or places as important as one of the things you have to achieve yearly, even if it's one or two countries or cities like maybe you say, oh, can only visit 3 to 5 cities in a year, and maybe one country, if at all, you know, or I can just take one trip in a year. Make sure you do that every year. And how do you achieve this? You know, like prioritize it. So a lot of people, I like to use this example, a lot of people like can afford the latest iPhone, can afford like the long human hair, you know, which is not bad, you know, which is not bad. But when you tell them to buy a plain skirt, they're like, it's expensive. And I'm like, how much is an iPhone? I know how much an iPhone is because I have an iPhone, you know. So like, how much are these new gadgets you're getting, you know, and how much like for men, especially like men in this part of the world, they like to go to club, pop bottles and all. These bottles in the clubs are really expensive. And if you talk to these same people, they'll tell you that they've never been anywhere, that traveling is expensive. They don't even think about traveling at all because for them it's like something that's not attainable at all. And you're like, how? You just spent like 700K in this club in one sitting. That's a plain skirt. That's literally more than a plain skirt. And even that's like a plain skirt and part of your accommodation, right?
Yes.
So like I think it's the education of travel. Like people are not as informed and as educated about it. So like if you desire to start traveling for women, I think the number one thing is to prioritize traveling, and then prioritize it by number two, saving. So you have to save. You have to be intentional about traveling, and by being intentional, you have to save for it. So like you save, whether it's like you have a dedicated savings account for traveling, or like whether it's monthly or daily, like you bring out something. There's so many platforms, you know, like what's it called now? There's so many tech platforms now that help us to automatically save money, you know, where they can just like automatically remove like, you know, like something from your account, maybe daily or weekly or monthly. You know, I don't want to advertise anyone here, but yeah, we know them, right? So you can use any of these platforms to save money. And, you know, they even have like, you know, places where you can have a particular goal. So if, for example, I want to take a trip to like Paris this year, or I want to take a trip to Tanzania, I want to take a trip to Dubai, I want to take a trip to Singapore, you know, maybe in December, November, or by summer. So like it removes like maybe from whatever you earn, you should be able to do the calculation, maybe 100K a month or something. You can dedicate it by yourself. You can either do it manually, or you can sign up to one of these savings platforms, and it removes it automatically, and then you're able to travel, you know, at the dedicated time that you want to travel. And then you have to, number three, you have to plan ahead and research properly. So this is also in being intentional and prioritizing travel. So you plan ahead. So for someone who doesn't travel frequently, if your dream is to travel, even if it's once a year, you know, you have to plan ahead. So you can either plan ahead by consulting like a travel professional if you don't know anything about traveling. If you do know like about traveling, then, you know, like maybe you already have been somewhere, you know, by yourself or with some people. But if you don't know anything about travel, it's really great to consult a professional. You may think that it costs a little bit more, but they're taking a lot of stress, and like, you know, they're taking a lot of stress out of like you, they're saving you rather from a lot of stress. And they're also helping you to do a lot of work. And they also have the knowledge because they've been doing it for years. For example, I have been doing it for years. So I have the knowledge of how things go, especially for, you know, people, for Nigerians and other Africans as well. So like, you know, like talking to professionals like me, not just me, but other professionals around you that you're comfortable with would really help you, you know, to travel better. So like when you're ready, you plan ahead, you can reach out to them. Okay, I want to travel in maybe December, you know, like, or I want to travel by summer. Where can I go to for this budget? It's always also good to have a budget in mind, and a reasonable budget adapt to. So that brings us to number 4. So have a reasonable budget. You know, when I say budget, don't think, okay, like you say you want to travel you want to use $1,000 to go to Maldives, and that would include flights, 7 days board, food, drinks. It will include your thoughts, to include skydiving. No, let's be reasonable. Obviously, we know that $1,000 cannot do that. We know that because that's about 750,000 naira for Nigerians that are watching. So we know that that can do that. So you have to have a reasonable budget. And especially now that there's kind of like a global, like there's been a global economic crisis, flight tickets are now way more expensive. So you have to plan better, plan ahead, and save more to travel. So yeah, and then also make use of like there's so many tools that are available for travelers. Like there are tools like websites that can help you to find like cheap flights. There are tools that can help you to find cheap accommodations. There's like Skyscanner that you can check for like affordable flights. Then there's also like like bookings.com that you can get some deals with. If you use booking.com over a period of time, they give you some concessions and deals.
Yes,
and all that.
I get big concessions from booking.com because I have booked so much from them. I actually get a huge discount from them now. Yeah.
Nice. That's amazing. So those tools also really help you. And then of course, start small. Start small. You don't have to like, can you hear me?
Yeah, what was the word you just said?
I said start small.
Oh, start small. Okay, but then your image went darker.
Oh yeah. Like the notification popped up on my screen.
Oh.
So yeah, but can you see me? We don't have to.
We can see you, but it's really dark.
Oh wow. What am I going to do now? Is it better?
It's a little bit better, but don't worry, we can hear you and see you. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't want us to change anything because we're enjoying this talk.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I was saying that you have to start small, like so that it doesn't seem like a really big project that you can't attain or you can't achieve. Start with what you're comfortable with. I started with local travel. I started exploring places around Nigeria, places around Lagos, and then it grew to like West Africa, then other parts of Africa. My first trip outside West Africa, like outside Ghana, Benin Republic, and Togo, and the rest was to Zanzibar, Tanzania, and it was like a real eye-opener, and it was really fun and interesting. So from there, I had more courage to explore more, and then I went to like the Middle East, Dubai, several other countries. So it gave me courage to explore more. And then also, there's also something about building your travel history. Like building your travel history is also really important. So some people have never traveled before, especially as Nigerians. You don't have a strong passport, number one, and then you don't have a strong visa in your passport. And then like Nigeria is like one of the like least like good passports in the world, right? So yeah, let's not even go there. But for you to travel more or travel better, you have to build your travel history. So some people have never been like anywhere important or relevant, and then they just wake up and say they want to go to like, I want to do a Euro tour, or I want to visit America. Nobody's really going to answer you, because they believe that you want to maybe run away, or you don't have strong ties in your country, because they don't see a history. So you need to build your history. You need to build your travel history, and you build your travel history by traveling to countries that are accessible, countries that you can easily go to, so that you're not like, it gives you more confidence in traveling. So you start by going to countries that are visa on arrival, e-visa, easy to get visas, and then by building that history and building that travel experience, you get to visit other countries. For obviously for Americans or people who have like strong US visas, or like a US passport, or like a UK passport, they don't really need this, because they have a stronger passport that allows them to travel to different parts of the world. So for them, all you really need, and there are many countries for the US citizens or US passport holders, are visa on arrival. So yeah, so basically, like, you just go, all you need is just your ticket and like accommodation, and you just jet set to that country and literally just get a visa on arrival. But for Nigerians who need to apply, you need to build your travel history. And then the last but not the least is join like-minded travel groups. So like, whatever, I'm not going to force you to like, or like cajole you, or like use this as an advert for like my company, because then again, some people come to us because they see how like jolly we are, how like fun we are, And then some other people are introverts. So like they're more like, that doesn't mean that introverts can't join us. But like we're very like outgoing. You come on the tour and you're probably like, you know, like shooting fun, interesting videos, meeting people. Like it's a great networking opportunity. You're either dancing because like we may teach you some dance moves. I feel like for some people that's not their style. So I'm just saying that, you know, like join like-minded travel groups. That really helps you. You know, joining a travel group, already the company will help you do everything. So that builds your confidence. You don't really have to do much. All you have to do is pay and sort everything out for you. And then also you get to meet people. It also inspires you to travel more because those people will also have dreams of traveling more. And, you know, like they all discuss that. And from there, you probably get to go to better and like newer destinations. So yeah, those are the points I have. And so yeah, like if money is a problem, money is not really a problem because we talked about prioritizing and saving, you know. So it also depends on like, you know, what you earn. So but if traveling is important to you, you definitely find a way to prioritize and save towards it and make it happen because so yeah.
Chiamaka, you are just phenomenal. You know your stuff. You know your stuff. You know this business in and out. It's your gift. It's your passion. I wish women would learn. There's more to learn in this life we're doing than just talking about travel. There's so much more to learn. It's what I'm pointing out to women, that if you figure out what your gift and your passion is, you will not work another day in your life again. And you will earn a lot of money from it. And that's what you've done. Hi, Lovey. My daughter, are you limping? No. Oh. Hi, Lovey. Hi. There's Luna. Everyone, my community is saying hi to you. Hi, Luna. Hello, love. Sorry, it's my daughter and my granddog here. Hello, hello. Okay, go up to Neil. I'm busy. Yes, so if people can learn that from this life, that if you can use your gifts and your passion that you were born with, you will not work a day again in your life, and that's where you'll make your millions. Yeah, that's where you'll make your millions. But I wanted to say, you gave the part you gave about travel history. That's really, really good advice. That's really good advice. I've never looked at it that way, but thanks for saying that. If anybody's coming late, watch the replay and listen to where Chiamaka talked about the importance of building up your travel history. It is so important, so important. I wanted to say that the reason why women don't like even though they'd love to travel, the reason why they put it down as low priority is because we women all over the world, and it's not a criticism, but we women, most of us are wired to invest in things that people can see, right? This is why we like to invest in everything on the outside, the clothes, the wigs, you know, the wigs that are like $1,000, $2,000, the softer it is, the makeup, the plastic surgery, the small waist and the big butts and all of those things. All of those things that fade away. You know, I'm 52 years old. I can tell you guys that all of those things fade away. Women don't invest in what people don't see. And let me give you this statement, and I hope this will really change the way you look at what you invest in yourselves. Women, we have to invest first, from number 1 to 10, in what people don't see. Listen to me. We have to change our mindset around investing. We have to invest in what people don't see. We have to invest in things on the inside, to the point where we can then easily afford what people can see. You know, if you don't invest first in what people don't see over and over, you'll forever remain in lack. You'll forever remain poor. You'll forever always be struggling to make ends meet. But if you first invest in travel, you invest in your self-development, your financial development, your self-development, financial development, in experiences, and you do that over and over, money will be so abundant in your life that you'll be able to afford. Look at me, I can afford new things, but I go to a second-hand store just for the fun of it, because I'm like, why should I? You know, I do have some really expensive clothes, but I also have some cheap clothes that I bought for $10 or $15 from secondhand store, and I go and dry clean them because it doesn't really mean that much to me. I have Louis Vuitton bags, but I also
Exactly.
have, yeah, I have Louis Vuitton bags, but I also have bags that I bought for $100, $200. But I spend a lot on my self-development, my financial
Mm,
development, and on travel,
that's amazing. As it should
you know?
be, really. Yeah.
Isn't it so true? We have to invest in what people don't see first, over and over and
Yeah.
over, so we can get to the point where we can afford to buy what people see and it won't even
What people
mean
see.
anything to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So write that down. So we're about to finish. I know that we've gone over a little bit. Chiamaka, are you still good on time?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you this question because I see it a lot on social media, and I want to make sure that I want to see what you think of it. People talk a lot about solo travel. What do you
Okay.
think? What do you think of solo travel for women?
Okay, I think solo travel is really nice. You know, solo travel builds one's confidence because then, like, you're going, see, like you're going on an adventure alone, and you know, like you're literally thrown into the den. So like you have to first, like it's like you're rediscovering yourself. So it's really good. You know, people like all sorts of things. So I'm not going to advise someone who is not comfortable going solo to do so. But if you know, like you're interested in you know, exploring, because another thing that solo travel helps you with is that it helps you to, you know, like travel at your own pace. So,
Yeah,
you know, you get to travel the way you love to travel because then you're not with anybody, you know, you're meeting people where you go to, you know, but you're not traveling with anybody from your point of leaving, you know, like your point of departure. So like you're alone literally. So your itinerary is your own, you know, your itinerary is yours. You do what you love, you know, you do what you love, you do what you set out to do. And then also like you're discovering things. It's another adventure. I've gone on some solo trips and I would say that I was able to, you know, like to enjoy the trip the way I wanted it to be
yeah,
without any like disturbances. But I do enjoy a mix of all of them. I enjoy group trips because now we're creating content and we need people to, those tripods are great, but sometimes they're not sufficient, you
yes,
know,
yeah.
like tripods are great, right? You know, but they're not sufficient. So I also enjoy traveling with people because like, you know, you also get to learn about, like you meet, I don't know, like traveling with people is also really nice as well. But for solo travel, um, I have some advice for people who, for women who want to, you know, like travel solo. You know, like you have to research about the destination that you're going to. You know, like research their customs, research. Some people have, you know, gotten into trouble by like you know, disobeying or like, yeah, disobeying some customs of like the country that they went to.
Yeah,
Probably like the dress code or like some basic rules or, you know, customs that country or like that city has
yeah,
that you're not aware of. It's very important that like you research the, you know, like some basic things that are important in that country, whether they dress, you know, like modestly, or you're not meant to greet elders, or you're meant to greet them, or you're not meant to talk to some certain people, or you're not meant to go out on Mondays. Just know these basic things because it's very important.
wow,
Then also like be careful like with, you know, how you share your information. It's very important to like, okay, now we're in an age where we post, you know, like a lot about, and I'm a sharer, but like if I'm traveling solo, I'm solo, like in real time, I'm not going to tell you the hotel I'm staying in, you know, because I'm not going to tell you like where I'm going tomorrow because
very
that's like
true.
very
Repeat that
security.
one. Repeat that one. I
Yeah,
don't do that either. I don't post the hotel I'm staying in until I've left the
yeah,
hotel.
in real time, because like that's very like, you know, you have to be security
Yes,
conscious. That's like security as vast, you know, like you have to be security conscious. So you have to like, you know, like protect yourself because you're
yes,
traveling alone. You're a woman traveling alone, and you know, like it's not safe to just divulge such information. You don't know who is who. The truth is that a
yes,
lot of people follow us on social media that we don't know who they
yeah,
are. We don't know, like,
yeah.
we can't trust everybody on social media. I mean, like I have a community, but then still, like, I don't know, like, everybody. I don't know their intentions, right?
Yes.
So, like, I can't just divulge, like, information without being careful. So it's very important to be careful as a solo female traveler. And then also, like, also, like, in the city that you are, or in the country that you are, like, whenever you're using like public transportation, cabs, or don't make it seem like you're alone.
Yeah.
You're alone, but don't make it seem like you're alone. Like, trick them into, because, like, they can be very funny. You don't know, like, some people target female solo travelers,
Yes.
either to steal from them, to molest them, or to,
or
like,
to kidnap them.
Or kidnap them.
Yeah.
People have, like, evil intentions.
Yes.
Some people have evil intentions.
There's human,
so you have to be really
human
careful.
trafficking.
So when you're traveling solo, just do your research, be very safe, secure. Take, like, little things like the pepper spray, have this extra door protection in your hotel room that can serve as an alarm in case someone is trying to open your door at night. Just, like, little things you put in place. Always, like, whenever you take a cab or like an Uber, send the plate number to your closest family friend. Send all your information, like, to your family members back at home, or your friends, like, let them know you're safe, let them know the hotel you're staying in, and so on and so forth. But yeah, solo travel is great, but if it's not your style, please do what like you enjoy doing. In life is short, so you have to, like, do what you enjoy doing. If you do not enjoy solo travel, by all means travel with like your partner, travel with your friends, travel with people. But the thing about solo travel is, it gives you time, it gives you, like, independence, and it gives you, like, space to do what you want to do, to be creative on your own way, and also helps you build confidence. Like, when you travel by yourself, no one is helping you to do anything, so, like, you grow very fast. You learn very fast. If something happens, you're able to troubleshoot by yourself. You're able to like, sort it out by yourself, and it just makes you learn. But yeah, whatever your style is, please do that. Yeah. But I think for people traveling for the first time, I may not really advise solo travel. Like, if you're traveling for the first time, I think it'd be better to go in a group to learn. Like, in a safer, like, more in a safer environment with other people. And then when you're more confident in traveling, then you can travel by yourself. Yeah.
I agree. That is all. Those were fantastic gems. This live, I'm going to break it up into this live on its own is like content for 1 month. You've given us so many gems. I'm going to add you as collab for sure, but those gems are so important. And my best friend is on here, Claire. Me and her, we both like her space. We're both kind of like, we're both extroverted introverts. We like our space. So Claire posted, she said, if you travel solo, you wake up when you want to. And that is true. Because there are some friends that cannot relax. There are some friends that cannot relax on vacation. They're up at 7 a.m. What are we doing? Where are we doing? I'm like, can we, you know?
Yes, like, when you're traveling as a group, people have different personalities. So, like, personalities tend to clash.
Yes.
And some people may be more like outgoing, outdoors, the adventurous. And then you went on that trip to relax. You went to sleep. You don't mind staying in the hotel, which isn't bad. Everyone has their style. So yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, the last trip we took, that my family were skiing in the ski mountain place in Canada, and I decided to stay in Toronto. Oh my gosh, by myself. Those 5 or 6 days by myself, Chiamaka, I enjoyed it. I woke up when I wanted. And you know me, I like walking. I went for a walk by myself. It was cold. I walked into a bookshop and look at all the books.
Wow.
That was a fantastic vacation. Oh, I created content on my own. I took my little tripod. I'll just put it on the desk. I ordered room service. I just splurged and enjoyed. But I also like traveling with my family. Because I don't enjoy skiing. So all the remaining 5 of them were skiing. I'm like, please, let me go and enjoy what I enjoy. So I just, we were all meant to be in the ski resort. So it was last minute when we got there. I said, you know what? I've booked my hotel in Toronto. I'm going. You guys enjoy. I'll see you later.
Enjoy.
Yeah. So
Okay.
now the last question, and then my very last question is, how can people come and work with you? But before we go there, my second to the last question is, do you only handle tourism and travel, or do you also handle, like, because these women come to my DM a lot, so that I'll know that I can send them to you. Do you also handle students who want to immigrate to other countries, to live there, to work there, to study there, or do you just only deal with travel and tourism?
Okay, so for now we deal with like purely leisure, tourism, and travel. Can you hear me?
Your volume has gone down.
Oh, can you hear me now?
It's still very low. Your volume went
Really?
down. Can everybody hear Chiamaka, or is it just me? Your volume has gone really low.
Oh, can you hear me?
Okay, talk again.
Hi.
Okay, it's better, but your volume went low, so just try and talk a bit loud.
Really? Okay. Okay. Should I remove the AirPods?
Yeah, your volume went low. I don't know why.
I don't know why. Okay. Someone said they can hear.
So okay, good. So maybe it's me.
Let me try and talk a bit louder. Okay,
yeah.
So yeah.
That's fine.
So for now we do just like leisure traveling for family, couples for their honeymoon, or for like their couples trips, like solo travel, and like just leisure travel. We do not help people to like immigrate, or any of that, to japa, as Nigerians would say. And we also do not do like students for schooling abroad and all. For now. So the services we offer for now are like leisure travel services. So whether you want to go for like a month, a week, a few days, to like countries that are especially like visa friendly for Nigerians, like we do that for now. And then we also help with a few other services like some Euro tours, but that's like usually exclusive, because like it's not like like I said, I talked earlier about building your travel history. Not everybody can. Sorry.
Thank you.
Can travel to Europe at the beginning of their travel journey, so you have to build your history to get there. So that's like usually for like some like select clients. But yeah, it's mainly leisure travel. Yes.
Okay. So somebody asked a question that, can you please talk about traveling with little children? That do they have to have help come along? What are some of the challenges, and how can they overcome those challenges with little children?
Okay. So traveling with children is very peculiar. Like if you're it's like really peculiar situation. Some people come on our trips, and some people book our trips for their families. So I see, like what they experience, what they go through, and all that. I don't have children, so I won't say that, like I know everything about it, but I'll just share the little from what I know. Okay, so I think it's important, like if you're traveling with children below the ages of 5, it's important to have someone help you, especially if you're planning to enjoy that trip. Like I can't imagine a mother alone, or maybe even the mother and father, maybe they have like 3 children below the ages of 5 on a trip that they plan to enjoy, to explore. No, that trip is not going to happen. You're going to be chasing the children all around most of the time, and then they get to cry on the plane, when you land, when you get to wherever you're going to. It's not very comfortable. So it's advisable to travel with help if you have the opportunity to, someone to help you, whether it's even a family member, a friend that you like you're going to buy their tickets for them, pay for their own trip, basically, so that they can come help you. So even if you need to take time as a couple or as the mother alone, for a particular experience on that trip, then you have the time to do that while someone is helping, because it takes a village. So when raising children, it literally takes a village. So you have to have someone to help you to maybe stay with them at the hotel. But again, there's a solution. Some countries have nanny services.
Yes,
So
I've used many of those. I used many of those when I was traveling a lot, when I was divorced, just me and my kids.
Exactly. So you can, that's also a great solution. But some people are not very trusting,
Oh,
so
you have to check references. And you have to check references.
So
You have to make sure it's a reputable company. Usually I'll make sure the hotel recommends them. You have to be careful.
Yeah, you have to be very careful and very sure. Like, do your research, like Dr. IYABO just said. So, like, when you do your research properly, you can work with a nanny service company in that country. And then, like, you can travel with your baby or your children, and then they help take. So that's like a great solution. But then again, I would also advise that if you can, it is important for children to, like, make memories. But I think from a particular age, I would, for me, if I have children, I would say from ages maybe 3, 4, you can start traveling with your children. If it's not like, compulsory to, if you have no one to, like, to keep them with at home, then you compulsorily have to travel with them, then you have to. But if you want to enjoy the trip by yourself, if the trip you're taking for your own self, and you have, some trusted people in your home country that you can, keep them with, and you're sure that they'll be safe, they'll be well taken care of, I think it's better you don't travel with your children, if they are really, really young, like for infants. But then for toddlers, you want to get them to start experiencing the world, if that's, like your style. So or if it's something that's very important to your family, you want your children to start experiencing the world from. So you can use nanny services. You can, well, for toddlers, you don't really need, you may have someone to help you, on the trip, but for that, you may not really need the nanny services, because then you're going on those tours with them, you're going on the experiences with them. You want them to, like, go to places like Disney World. You want them to go, ride those roller coasters, experience the water parks, go, like, just experience different things. So having children is very peculiar, but it's very possible with the few examples that I've given.
You know so much about travel. Oh my gosh. I just love you. You know your stuff.
Thank you.
This has been so wonderful. You know your stuff. I have to tell you a joke that my husband says. When we travel with our 4 kids, even though they are not babies, the oldest, so their ages are 25, 19, 11, and 8. My husband is always like, oh gosh, it's like herding sheep. That's what he says all through the vacation. Because, I know you're saying when they're less than 5, even when they're older, it's still not easy. One wants to sleep in late, one wants to wake up, one wants to eat out, another wants to eat in, another wants to, it's like, honestly, literally, it's like herding sheep. It's like, can we go now? Who's ready? And then when you're ready, all of a sudden, another one is like, I want to. So it's hard. When you're traveling with your kids, most of the time it's not about you. You just have to become that, you know what, I just want my kids to have a good time. Exactly. That's what when we're traveling with the kids, we know it's not about us. We know that we're going to take our own trip separately. It's hard. Even when they're older, it's hard because they all have different personalities, and it's like, oh gosh, can we go? Yeah.
But that's how it is with, like, group tours that we organize as well, because it's an adult, but they have different personalities. Yes. Some are more relaxed, some are more, like, agile. So, like, there have been group trips where, like, we have 1 day to relax, or like 1.5 days to relax, or 2 days to relax and shop. And some people are like, I'm bored. Why don't you have an itinerary for today? Why are we not going somewhere today? And then some others are like, they even need extra days to rest. So it's like, where do you go? So adults, it's like, it's not easy coordinating group trips, but we do it, and we do it well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, before the end of the year we have to do another live talking about travel, because this is so wonderful. Or anytime you want to come back, just let me know and I'll bring you back. If you feel like maybe before the summer holidays you want to talk to people about how to come and work with you, just shoot me a message. I'll bring you back onto Tea Time anytime, because I love traveling, and this has been so, it's been so enjoyable for me. So we're going to end here,
Yeah,
but now I want you to
yeah.
tell people how they can come and work with you, because there are many women who want to travel more this year. So tell them how to find you, how to work with you, and all of that stuff.
Okay, okay, thank you very much. So yeah, working with us is quite easy. You know, like you can reach us on different platforms that we are on. You can reach us on Instagram. You know, I know a lot of people love the easy way now. People do not really like sending emails, so like they'll prefer to just, you know, shoot a DM. It's more direct. They feel like, so yeah, you can send us a DM or you can email us. So our email is both on my page and we have a work page as well, Social Prefect Tours. So you can go to Social Prefect Tours. My team would answer, would respond, and so the Social Prefect Tours is linked on my page, on this my page. So like if you go to my page, you see founder of Social Prefect Tours, and you can click there, send a DM there. Someone on my team will respond, and you know you can message us about anything. You know, like a travel need, you can let us know what your budget is, where you want to go, you know, basically, you know, the needs, like the travel needs that you want fulfilled and fulfill it for you, whether it's a honeymoon or like yeah, we also do like corporate team bonding, retreats. We help, like we're good with private travel groups. So like for birthdays, last year we did a 50th birthday and it was really amazing. A destination 50th birthday. It was really good. And then yeah, so we also like are really great with like reunions, just basically group travel that's not like the ones that the packages that we've put out, you know, for food commerce. Like you already have your group, whether it's your company or your group of friends, your family. Yeah, we handle that very well. We can get good deals for you. So like we liaise directly with the airlines, and then we have good partners in different countries that we work with. So like with those partners, we are able to get great deals. And then we can also, you know, like talk to like embassies to grant visas and different things. So yeah. So yeah, if you have like large groups, we've done a group of 110, and
Wow.
I was actually the only one that coordinated that group, and people loved it. Like they kept thanking me afterwards. So like I'm really good with large groups. Like we have a trip on Tuesday, and it's 35 people, and I'm going with them. So it's like it's
Wow.
something I'm used to. Yes.
So
So
I know who to come to when I want to plan my first women's retreat, because I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year, but it's in my heart to plan a retreat for women, you know, call it high performance retreat or money to honey retreat. So I know who to come to pay and just sit back and have you do the work.
Yes,
okay,
that would be amazing. I would really love to work with you.
Okay.
So yeah, please, you can email us. The email button is there. There's also a call button, and then on Social Prefect Tours page, there's a WhatsApp button and an email button, so you can reach out to us on any of those platforms. So our website is in, like we're redoing it. So it's socialprefecttours.com. But yeah, right now you only be able to like reach us via email. If you go to the website
or DM is easy.
But yeah, DMs are easy, emails are easy, WhatsApp is easy, calls are easy. So yeah, you can reach us through any of these platforms. The services we offer group tours. We have like group tours that we've brought out for particular dates that anybody can join. You can either join with your partner, you can join with your friends, you can join alone. You get to meet new friends. We even pair you with like an awesome roommate, or you can decide to stay alone in a room by yourself. But usually the prices start from, you know, like per person sharing. So that reduces cost. Group tours are less expensive. And then we also offer private tour services. We offer honeymoon services, corporate retreats. We offer team bonding services, and also like travel consultancy. So yeah.
So what's the next group travel that you have coming up that people can actually, if they want to start, if they want to say, okay, this is the first travel I want to do this year, I want to go to Chiamaka, what is the upcoming one that they can still sign up for? Which destination?
So we have a calendar, and then in February, is like, if you can make it for February, we have trip to to Lebanon.
Okay.
We have a trip to Lebanon. We have a trip to Singapore, but the Singapore trip is for couples. And then, yeah, we also have a Zanzibar trip. So yeah, those three for February. And then for March, we have Jordan, Egypt, and another Singapore coming up, but that one is a cruise. So we also do cruises, and yeah, so
wow, wow. This is, even for me, I'm already thinking about, there's so much you can help me with. So I'll be in touch even for myself very soon in the upcoming months for things that I may need. So Chiamaka, I love you even more. I loved you already before this live, but I loved you even more. We'll have to do a live just to learn how to dance, because we don't have time today. Hey!
Oh, they should actually check out my story.
Dancing.
I went for a wedding yesterday. I went for a wedding yesterday, and it was so fun. So, like, if you're on this live and you don't follow me, check out my stories. Yeah, you see my dance video. It's lit. Yeah, that wedding was really lit. And like, I was.
Do you also do MC work? Because you have the gifts to be MC.
I have actually done that in the past. Yes, so in my university, you know, when you're talking about university, so the school I went to was a bit different. I attended Covenant University, and they taught us like different things like entrepreneurship, public speaking.
Yes.
So yeah, I studied public speaking for like 2 semesters. Okay. So like it was practical. We did a debate, you know, like we were able to speak in front of people. We conversed on different topics. So yeah, public speaking I can do. I can MC, and yeah, so that really helped, like the school. And then also there was also this thing called like there were tour guides in my school. I was a tour guide, and I actually didn't know, like it was later that I remember that we were actually a tour guide back in uni, you know. So like we used to take the incoming parents round, like parents of incoming students round the school. We'll talk about the buildings, we'll talk about that was like tour guiding. And you know, like we're very confident in front of the parents and all that. So it was very impressive to do that. And, yeah, so it's like related to what I do now. So sometimes, you know, extracurricular activities in school help. Not you know, teaching us about DYDX and all these, you know, like different topics in like university are not really relevant, but extracurricular activities really help.
Yes, so because I can tell that you can easily be an MC. Okay, so this was wonderful. We have talked for about an hour and a half. I'm going to let you go. We'll have to do part 2 soon. But thank you so much for everything. You shared so many gems. This will be on my page. It will be on my YouTube, and I'll be posting clips over and over and over. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Dr. IYABO.
Thank you, and thanks to everybody that joined us.
Thank
I'll
you,
see you next weekend.
A lot of my friends. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Zainab. Zainab left a comment saying we're the best in the travel space.
Yes.
Thank you. She's been on our trips, you know, severally. So yeah.
I haven't worked with you yet, but I can tell that you're good at what you do, and I recommend you highly for anybody who's going to do this. I've been following you for a long time. I love your vibe. I love your spirit. You're just such a happy spirit. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Chiamaka, keep doing what you're doing, because you know you're going to keep going higher and 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 higher. So keep doing it.
Thank you very much.
Bye everyone. Bye.
Bye.